Imagine a world where sharing ideas was slow and limited. Before the printing press, books were copied by hand, making them rare and expensive. Only a select few had access to knowledge, and new ideas spread at a snail's pace. This all changed in the mid-15th century with the invention of the printing press. Suddenly, information could be duplicated quickly and accurately. This breakthrough set the stage for a revolution in how people learned, communicated, and questioned the world around them. Johannes Gutenberg, a German inventor, is credited with creating the first practical printing press around 1440. His press used movable metal type, which allowed for the mass production of books. This innovation drastically reduced the cost of books and made them more accessible to people from all walks of life. Gutenberg's invention didn't just change how books were made, it changed who could read them and what knowledge they could access. The printing press, books could be produced in large quantities, making them much cheaper than before. This affordability meant that not only the wealthy but also merchants, artisans, and even some peasants could own books. The spread of affordable books led to a rise in literacy rates and a hunger for new ideas. People began to read more widely, and information was no longer confined to monasteries and universities. Printing press played a crucial role in the spread of new scientific ideas. Scientists could now publish their findings and share them with a much larger audience. This meant that discoveries in one part of Europe could quickly reach scholars in another. The rapid exchange of information helped fuel the scientific revolution, as scientists built on each other's work and challenged old beliefs. As scientific works became more widely available, traditional views were increasingly questioned. The printing press allowed controversial ideas to circulate, sometimes challenging the authority of the church and established scholars. People could read different perspectives and form their own opinions. This shift encouraged critical thinking and debate, laying the groundwork for modern science and society. Scientific revolution was a period of dramatic change in scientific thought, and the printing press was at its heart. Scientists like Copernicus, Galileo, and Newton published their groundbreaking works, which were quickly distributed across Europe. The ability to share and critique ideas accelerated scientific progress and led to major advances in physics, astronomy, and biology. Nicolaus Copernicus published his theory that the Earth revolves around the Sun, a radical idea at the time. Thanks to the printing press, his work reached a wide audience, sparking debate and inspiring other scientists to investigate the cosmos. The spread of Copernicus's ideas marked a turning point in astronomy and challenged centuries-old beliefs about the universe. Galileo Galilei used the printing press to share his observations of the heavens, including the moons of Jupiter and the phases of Venus. His findings provided strong evidence for the heliocentric model. The rapid publication and distribution of his work allowed his ideas to reach both supporters and critics, fueling scientific discussion and controversy. Isaac Newton's Principia Mathematica was one of the most influential scientific books ever published. The printing press enabled Newton's complex ideas about gravity and motion to be shared with scientists across Europe. This helped establish the laws of physics as universal truths and inspired generations of researchers. The printing press made it possible to create scientific journals, where researchers could publish their findings regularly. These journals became a platform for sharing new discoveries, debating theories, and building a community of scientists. The tradition of peer review and open discussion began to take root, shaping the future of scientific communication. Before the printing press, knowledge was often restricted to the elite. With mass-produced books, information became available to a much broader audience. This democratization of knowledge empowered ordinary people to learn, question, and contribute to society in new ways. Hand-copied books were prone to errors and inconsistencies. The printing press allowed for standardized texts, ensuring that everyone read the same information. This consistency was crucial for scientific progress, as researchers could build on reliable data and replicate experiments more accurately. The speed of communication increased dramatically with the printing press. Scientists could share their findings quickly, and news of discoveries spread rapidly across Europe. This faster exchange of information helped create a sense of excitement and urgency in the scientific community. The printing press revolutionized education by making textbooks and reference materials widely available. Schools and universities could provide students with up-to-date resources, and self-education became possible for many. This shift laid the foundation for modern education systems. The printing press also had a profound effect on religion. The Bible and other religious texts were printed in local languages, allowing more people to read and interpret them independently. This challenged the authority of religious leaders and contributed to major movements like the Reformation. The spread of printed materials also influenced politics. Pamphlets, newspapers, and books allowed new political ideas to reach a wide audience. People became more informed and engaged, leading to calls for reform and greater participation in government. The Enlightenment was an intellectual movement that emphasized reason, science, and individual rights. The printing press played a key role in spreading Enlightenment ideas, as philosophers and writers published works that challenged traditional authority and promoted new ways of thinking. As books became more accessible, women gained greater opportunities for education. Printed materials allowed women to learn about science, literature, and philosophy, challenging traditional gender roles and paving the way for future advances in equality. The printing press helped standardize languages by producing books in consistent forms. This made communication easier and helped unify regions with shared languages. The development of national languages was closely tied to the spread of printed materials. Not everyone welcomed the spread of new ideas. Authorities sometimes tried to control or censor printed materials that challenged their power. Despite these efforts, the printing press made it harder to suppress information, and underground publications continued to circulate. With more books available, literacy rates began to climb. People from different backgrounds learned to read, opening up new opportunities for personal and professional growth. The printing press played a central role in this transformation. The ability to share printed materials led to the formation of scientific societies. These groups brought together thinkers and researchers to discuss ideas, conduct experiments, and publish their findings. The Royal Society in England is a famous example, and its journal became a model for scientific publishing. The printing press didn't just change Europe, it eventually spread around the world. As printing technology reached new regions, it helped share scientific knowledge, literature, and culture across continents. The global exchange of ideas accelerated progress in many fields. Printed materials made it easier for scientists to collaborate, even if they lived far apart. Letters, books, and journals allowed researchers to share data, debate theories, and work together on complex problems. This spirit of collaboration remains a cornerstone of science today. The printing press also influenced art by making prints and illustrations widely available. Artists could share their work with a larger audience, and scientific books often included detailed drawings that helped explain complex ideas. The printing press's legacy is all around us. Today, we take for granted the ability to access information instantly, but it all began with the spread of printed books. The press set the stage for the modern world by making knowledge available to everyone. In many ways, the rise of the internet mirrors the impact of the printing press. Just as the press revolutionized communication and learning, digital technology is transforming how we share and access information today. Both have challenged traditional authorities and empowered individuals. The printing press is a mechanical device that applies pressure to an inked surface resting upon a print medium such as paper. Its invention enabled the mass production of books and other written materials, revolutionizing the way information was shared and preserved. Scientific revolution refers to the period from the 16th to the 18th centuries when scientific thought underwent dramatic transformation. New methods of inquiry and the rapid spread of ideas, aided by the printing press, led to breakthroughs in physics, astronomy, biology, and chemistry. The invention of the printing press marked a turning point in history. By making knowledge widely available, it fueled the spread of scientific ideas and challenged traditional views. Its influence can still be felt today, reminding us of the power of information to shape our world.